We've got 25 crazy incidents that will show you what the daily life of a Tesla owner looks like. Roll 'em. Kane was driving his Model 3 when he rolled up to a stop sign behind a school bus. All of a sudden, the bus started backing up. With a line of cars behind him, Kane had nowhere to go, and the bus practically climbed the front end of his Tesla. Apparently, the bus driver had realized he was in the wrong lane to make a left turn. He decided the best way to correct his mistake was by reversing so he could get into the other lane. He must have forgotten to check his mirrors. Luckily, nobody was harmed other than Kane's Tesla. It was deemed a total loss, so he's ordered a new one. He's eagerly awaiting delivery of a Model S Plaid. Angelo was looking for a parking spot for his Model 3 in a parking garage in Los Angeles, California. He'd just found an available spot and was about to park. Eventually, he decided the parking spot was too close for comfort, so he backed out. That's when he witnessed a Honda rip the front bumper off of a Mercedes. Honda rip? The Honda driver proceeded to reverse into another car before fleeing, leaving his girlfriend standing at the scene of the accident. What a smooth operator.
If you know how to sell on Vinted, let me show you how easy it is. Just snap a photo and list in minutes.
This submitter was driving his 2-week-old Model 3 to a local shopping center in Sweden when he was hit by an oncoming Kia that was turning left to merge onto a highway. The other driver failed to yield to the submitter's right-of-way, resulting in the Kia hitting his left front wheel and fender. After the accident, the car seemed mechanically okay and was drivable, but after driving for a few yards, he noticed the wheel was badly damaged and the fender was making contact with the tire. After calling roadside assistance, he had to wait in the car for almost 2 hours before the tow truck finally arrived. Michael was waiting to turn left at a red light. With a car in front of him, the driver behind him was honking his horn aggressively, trying to get them to turn even though the light was red. Michael rolled down his window to point out that it was red, and this made the driver extremely upset. They threw a full soda can at his Tesla, but fortunately, it hit the plastic molding around the wheel well and didn't leave any damage. Michael called the police and submitted the video and made a police report. Now that they have the other driver's license plate and information, if he engages in any more road rage, they can use this incident against him to establish a pattern, which could lead to a jail sentence. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. It's a free-to-play game available both on mobile and PC. Use our link below or the QR code to download the game. You know Raid has a ton of champions, but it's also got an insane variety of bosses too. Let's put one of those guys in the spotlight today, our buddy the Minotaur. Luckily, the Minotaur is one of Raid's simplest bosses. His main mechanic is twofold. He'll hex some of your champions to deal extra damage to them, and he deals bonus damage for 2 turns, but takes bonus damage on the 3rd turn. You can use block debuffs or remove debuffs to clear off the hexes he places, greatly reducing his damage output. This month, Raid's got a non-stop schedule of special events, including Forge Pass Season 3 with some amazing rewards on offer, including a limited edition artifact set. And later this month, Raid is giving everybody's favorite champion the upgrade he deserves. Death Knight is becoming a legendary champion. It's something we've all been waiting for, and I can't wait to see how Ultimate Death Knight turns out. There's never been a better time to get started. New players, use my link or scan the QR code right here and get a free starter pack worth almost $30, a free champion Terrell, and also this cool in-game loot. You'll find these rewards in your inbox for the next 30 days only. Jeff was driving his Model Y through Westchester University in a 25-mile-per-hour zone when he stopped for some students that were entering a crosswalk. The Jeep Wrangler behind him came to a stop as well, but a second Jeep Wrangler didn't, shoving the first one into the back of Jeff's Tesla. Thankfully, the impact wasn't hard enough to push Jeff into the crossing students, and everyone involved was fine in the end. The driver of the second Jeep took responsibility for the accident. It took 3 months for Jeff to get a repair appointment and another 4 weeks to get the car fixed, with the total repair cost coming to $9,000 US for a new rear bumper cover and liftgate. Some people claim that driverless cars are dangerous. Michael knows firsthand after he found one of those dangerous driverless cars. He was driving in a parking lot when a car containing no driver rolled out in front of him. I guess they're right. These driverless cars sure are dangerous. Crystal was driving her Model Y in Oconoma in Wisconsin when the white Volkswagen in the left lane smacked into the black sedan in front of her. Fortunately, the driver of the semi-truck behind her reacted quickly and swerved into the left lane, so they were both able to squeeze between the two cars. Crystal's husband called the the local county sheriff's office the next morning to see if they would like their Tesla Cam video of the accident, but they never heard back. While Sam's Model Y was charging, another Tesla owner unplugged him and broke his adapter. Sam reported the incident to the police, but they told him that because the damage is minor, he should just ignore it. Tom's fiancée went to use an ATM while Tom waited in the passenger seat of his 2-week-old Model 3 Performance. The lovely person in the Jeep parked next to them flung his door open, then gave Tom an oops face before hopping back in his car and taking off. Tom immediately got out and saw that the ding had chipped the paint, so he wrote down the guy's plate number as he drove off and reported it to Geico. He's now waiting to find out if they'll be able to track him down. Paul says he's a longtime viewer, first-time submitter, and he didn't want his first submission to be a crash, but here we are. He was on his way to an Albuquerque Whiskey Society whiskey and ice cream pairing event when he was rear-ended by the driver of a Dodge Charger who was, you guessed it, driving drunk. The guy couldn't even assemble a coherent sentence and had already vomited on himself. In true Albuquerque fashion, the drunk driver's mom pulled up behind him and denied that the accident had happened at all. Thankfully, the Tesla Cam proved otherwise. 3 cop cars, firefighters, and an ambulance responded to the accident, which caused $1,700 in damage to the Tesla. The Fritz Creek skier was driving his Model 3 in shock of shocks, Fritz Creek. That's when he had to stop for a mama moose and her 2 young calves crossing the road. While we wait for them to cross, don't forget to subscribe if you like our content. Ben was driving his Model Y in New Jersey when a boat went sailing off a U-Haul. Ben's wife was driving her car 3 cars behind his, and she had to drive around the boat before stopping and reporting the incident to the police. You're probably thinking that Tesla Cam's capturing boat accidents is pretty rare, right? Hold on to your horses, cowboy. Angel was driving back from Lake Tawakoni in Terrell, Texas, when her friend's boat suddenly broke free from the tow hitch. Luckily, they had safety chains in place for this very possibility. Rocks and dust sprayed all over her Model 3, but there was no permanent damage. We sure get to see a lot of crazy stuff caught on Tesla Cam. This clip looks like it was captured on the set of Ace Ventura. Mick was at the Lion Country Safari in West Palm Beach, Florida, and he has a question for our viewers. Do you think Tesla insurance will cover damage from a rhino attack? Max was driving his Model 3 in Sycamore, Illinois, when a driver ran a red light and T-boned the gray car to his right. Everyone ended up being okay, and Max doesn't know what citations were issued. He also isn't sure if the driver of the white car was texting or just generally not paying attention. Andrew was at a dentist appointment, and when he came back, he found this Century Mode event. It looks like this Navy sailor got confused and thought he was in the Air Force or something. Mac had just picked up his girlfriend from the Orlando airport when the driver of a blue truck failed to slow down for a traffic light. They rammed into the back of a blue van, which then crashed into a silver SUV. Mac called the police before getting out to make sure everyone was okay. They were fine, but the truck and the van appeared to be totaled. When the police arrived a few minutes later, they watched the video in the Tesla and had Max send it to them as evidence. He hasn't heard anything else from them since. Steve was driving his Model 3 in Los Angeles, California when he got Honda bumped. As it turned out, she was uninsured and didn't even have a driver's license. When her brother arrived on the scene, he tried to cover for his sister by giving his information. He was also being very aggressive and making it sound like this was all Steve's fault. Steve explained that his Tesla cam had recorded the entire accident. The other guy calmed down after that and offered to fix the damage himself. Steve politely declined his offer. The Tesla had sustained over $15,000 in damage, with the driver's side front axle being ripped clean off. Steve sent along this shout out for his girlfriend Brandy. "Happy birthday, we'll get through your treatment together. We agree, happy birthday. We have no idea what you're going through, but we hope you'll stay strong. A Wham Bam hoodie is headed your way, so at least you can look dope while your car is in the shop."
Okay, so today my oldest daughter is going to do a little try on haul. Her style is always changing and she always finds the best things on Depop, so let's see what she found this time. Aaliyah's definitely at that age where she's figuring out her own style, and honestly, she's pretty good at it. Lately, she's been showing me all the pieces that she finds on Depop, and I have to admit, she does find the best items. She actually loves to hunt more than anything. She'll spend forever looking for one specific piece and then gets excited when she finally finds it in her size and for a good price. It's actually become one of those little things that we do together. She'll show me what's on her wish list, what she's thinking about buying, and then we get excited when it finally shows up. As a dad, I also like knowing that there's buyer protection if something isn't as described, and if a seller doesn't ship within 10 days, the order is automatically canceled. It just gives me a little extra peace of mind while she's starting to shop on her own. Now, every time she opens the app, she's convinced she's gonna find her next favorite outfit.
Nala was driving his 2013 Model S with comma open pilot engaged. Suddenly, two brawling ospreys flew in front of him. He hit the brakes, narrowly dodging the birds of prey. Neither his wife nor open pilot enjoyed the encounter, and both made noises of protest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danny had parked his 1-week-old Model Y next to another Tesla in Delray Beach, Florida. He figured it would be safe with an extra set of Sentry Mode cameras watching it. When Danny got back to his car, he found a large dent in the side as well as a shopping cart nearby. While checking his Sentry Mode footage, he expected to witness the cart demon in action. Well, it wasn't the cart demon this time. The passenger of the other Tesla left the cart on a sloped sidewalk, effectively sending it straight at Danny's Tesla. Of course, they left without leaving a note. They did leave that big dent though, so Danny included their license plate number when he made a police report. Deborah was at a shopping center in Westlake Village, California. She was sitting in her Tesla and had no idea that the cart demon was closing in on her. Deborah jumped out and put the cart back in the corral. When she came back, she watched the Sentry Mode footage and discovered that this wasn't the cart demon's fault either. A careless shopper hadn't put the cart back in the cart corral correctly. Luckily, it didn't leave a mark, so Deborah decided not to chase after the woman. Tyson was driving with autopilot engaged when it started blaring an alarm for him to take over. A car was heading straight toward him on the highway. After avoiding an accident, Tyson isn't sure, but he says it felt like the wheels and brakes did something to keep him pointed down the road. He thinks that if it wasn't for Tesla's traction control, he could have ended up doing a few donuts on the highway. Patrick was driving his Model 3 in Brisbane, Australia. Thanks to the rain, he was driving a little below the speed limit. That's the only reason he managed to dodge a Suzuki that had veered into his lane. If he'd been going any faster, Patrick says he would have been T-boned. PJ was in a left turn lane waiting for the light to turn green when Buffy decided to cut across the divider to cut him off. Neither the truck driver nor PJ made the light, but the truck driver wasn't done. Of course, he rolled coal when he pulled off, and PJ hung back until it cleared. Curtis was parked at the Stadium of Fire in Provo, Utah. The show's grand finale triggered Sentry Mode, which captured these amazing fireworks. They say you should always end with a bang. So how do you like them apples?
Pop, wham bam, pop, Tesla cam. Hope you're satisfied.